What's up? This is your captain. I saying what is the here to do another Icetitan reads Bleach fanfiction. The mice will play part 18. And yes, I got a haircut and my facial hair is a little bit more cleaned up. But yeah, anyway, this chapter seems a little bit long, but it really isn't. So this chapter, it is pretty much way after Renji and Tio have the little battle, and Siani stops it with really great personal injury. Her body did not like her doing that. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into this chapter. I am of course doing My Hero Academia after this, so be on the lookout for that. Plus also, for those who don't know, or if you haven't actually noticed, next to the subscribe button there's a bell, and if you click that bell, you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And since how I upload on average four videos per week. Give or take whenever One Piece goes on break for that week. But yeah. So if you hit the bell, you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, I'm gonna try and change up my thumbnails, but you will see that once this is up when this is actually on YouTube. But yeah, let's get into this chapter. Images swams through my head. My arrival in the cemetery, Hanato's smile, the initial fight with the Hollow, a conversation with Mayori, Renji's expression as he turned his back on me, Chio's disappointment in me, and Kishi's face, followed by his voice and an amusing tone. Not quite yet. I blinked my eyes open and immediately started to struggle as I felt my arms pinned tight behind my back. I found myself staring at Radiant's wood Kumak pointing toward me. Teal's holding Anionok. She got him and was yelling at everyone to just stop. And he stood next to me. His expression was combination of anger and fear, and he was staring at me. He too was being held at sword points. Something in my mind kept telling me to look down. Once I'd taken in my surroundings, I did so. Then I wished I hadn't. Eberhard lay before me unconscious. Blood was pouring from a wound in his chest that I knew I, with the hollow using me, had caused. Even if others from Arakame had accompanied him, none of them walked as quickly as he. I found Wengi's eyes and moved mine quickly from Eberhard's dying form and back to his, allowing mine to gape open, pleading. He sighed and nodded. And Wengi's Kido was hideous, but it was enough distraction for him to break loose and snatch Zabi Maru from his captor. I was fairly positive he'd activated his Shikai that fast. Once again, he became a threat, and I was released. I immediately knelt beside Eberhard, desperately trying to gather Funuma Hanam to utilize the healing Hanatsu had taught me all that time ago. Thinking I was doing further damage, Ciel lifted me, started to drag me away despite my screaming that I was helping. My hands were bound with rope this time. I desperately searched for Wengi, completely surrounded by fully armored Shirakame. Sensei, he was overwhelmed. This time they had no reason to imprison him. He fell before me and an explosion of blade wounds caught by half a dozen spoiled kunwak. Even wounded fatally, he continued his attempt to reach me. That's when Teal stalked over and using Hanayonok Higari, because it was expeditive and easier to sheath, beheaded him. I collapsed to the ground screaming, took his body into my arms, ignoring all the blood as it seeped into my own clothing. I wept hysterically. I felt my body start to walk itself in comfort. I heard a voice speaking my name softly but urgently. My body was still walking. Shouting, "Please wake up," begged the voice. Hey, Blood-Eye. Okay, so that first passage I just read was pretty much just it was the hollow projecting the images to a head. So it didn't really happen. So anyway, I felt like something was holding onto my eyelids, trying to keep them shut. I fought them open. I was in my room. I was in my bed. Renji sat next to me with his feet on the floor. He'd been trying to rouse me. Took a moment for my foggy mind to process. Renji sat next to me, whole and alive, my whole being soaked with relief. I threw my arms around him. I moved back just a little to look at him. He stared at me in befuddlement, and I embraced him once more. He moved, I guess enough to barely separate our bodies. His mouth found mine and was kissing me hungrily, as if he wanted to devour me then and there. Like with Tio, my body's reaction was instantaneous and more potent than I wanted. I had to push him back gently and break the kiss. Here and now is not a good idea. We both started to speak at once, and he had no idea what had been said. He sat silent, waiting for me. What happened outside? I asked. I had to know why I was here in my clothes, alone with Wenji. Chio had every reason, more really, to take him into custody as he had me. He sighed heavily before responding. That meant he knew I wasn't going to like the answer. He told me that my expression has just glazed over, and like with my hand there was just a hint of the hollow's glowing eyes within mine. Because she was involved with commanding Shirokame and others that came into access to assess the damage and heavy pills. He hadn't immediately noticed. When he mentioned Tio speaking closely with a brown-haired younger woman, I assumed this was his sister, Sling from Trio Akame. Eve hard reached me before anything else could happen, and sedated me, leaving Wenji to bear my limp body. Though aware of my situation and angered that he was unable to delegate any of his responsibilities. Tio nodded, and Eberhard, who then showed Wenji to my quarters, left us there. He told me you'd wake up on your own, but that hasn't made me any more comfortable. He moved to stroke my hair, but caught his hand mid-air. Looks like you lost in the sanctuary. He noted, trying to remove focus of the conversation. I smiled lightly. Is it? Everything there is just fine, he said, cutting off. Better than mine. In fact, Captain Unohana specifically tasked Hanatsu with his care once you all. I nodded. Good. Let that light continue to glow, providing some glimmer of hope. Perhaps I should grow into something more widespread than just a plot of Inu. Sorry, and if anyone could keep hope alive and that light a glow, it was Kanato. I sighed, forcing myself to buy a wave of emotion, such a little creature to be such an endless ball of positivity. It was such a joy for so very many of my days in the Icetitan. I shifted to a full sitting position with my back against the wall. I looked at him once more. He seemed tired. I closed my eyes for a moment, then opened them again. Time to ask the question. Wenji, why? How are you here? Once you stepped through this thing, come on at the Shoten. I paused, trying to find the words that would hopefully not hurt him. I was sure that was the end of things. I had asked you to let me go. I tried as best as I could to clarify for him why I kept my life here from him. A reiteration of what I'd said to Amadeo. I did not think I still had such attachments here. Even so, I was still concerned with what Wenji's reaction would be, and in a cowardly fashion I said nothing. I thought I'd never see him again, but here he was, and I could no longer withhold any other thing. Told him about my life here before he and I met. Just what my involvement with Tio had been. Told him about my time in Division 12 immediately. Told him about my decision to remain in the Icetitan that had been ruined by the attack. He looked at me, and a flood of emotion crossed his face. It settled somewhere between sheepish and regret. I had to let you go, so I thought. When those words came out of your mouth, I swear I felt something freeze up and break inside. I went back to the Icetitan, trying to decide what to do. I ended up at Captain Kuchiki's door. He also had understand that kind of crushing loss. I flinched. Of course it had been. I'd hauled both of them so very deeply. It was careless and inexcusable. We spoke for I don't even know how long it was. He continued. Spent a couple of days trying to focus, trying to resume my duties. I couldn't. I wanted answers, and there was only one way, one place to get them. So I was talking to the Shoten, only to have Kisuke tell me that even after all we'd done to it, the Hollow was already influencing you again, and he had to send you on your way. I begged him for 2 days to let me go. He finally relented and told me he couldn't guarantee I'd actually arrive in the spiel, since all he could do was align the Sakaimon to you. He told me once I stepped through, I needed to follow the Ryasu. I did, and here I am. Guess it worked. I blinked. Rengi, that's been nearly three months ago when I left. Even if the spatial difference between the spiel and the Icetitan is a week, and I still don't think it is that different. That's still 2 months. Was one of the many things Miori was working on on that when I got attacked. We didn't have a firm number, so I cannot be sure. When I went through, it was like another, it was like any other trip, just moments, and then follow what Ryatsu is similar, and the source is the same, but Ryatsu and Funam are not the same. But you already know that. He looked at me. He stood up from the bed. His expression changed to concern. I could feel his apprehension rise. I assumed it was you. I can feel it. It's in this room. If it's not you, I shook my head and disbelief. No, but there could be no other answer. I crawled out of bed and knelt on the floor beside it. Pulled a basket from under my bed where I placed the shiaksho. I reached into the gap between components and removed a postcard. I stood up and handed it over to Renji. This is exactly what I've been following, but it's waving. Oh, it's a small tail. He unfolded it and read it, then looked at me questioning. He started to hand it back, but the card suddenly glowed very brightly, then completely evaporated. See, like I said, when Siani first noticed the card, I said Kisuke pulled a Batman on her. Pulled a Batman, and this just clarifies it all. Kisuke fucking Murata! I screamed and flopped back onto my bed. I exclaimed to him about Urahara's deceptive hug and stashing the folded postcard in my obi. He knew you'd return to follow me and gave you the exact means to do so. When I first discovered the postcard, my initial thought was to destroy it, but instead, like with the shiaksho, decided to keep it for personal reasons. This was your beacon, and I damaged it, and now I know what took you so long. You've been lost in the spas. If I had torn the card up, you might have been stuck there for good. Kisuke fucking Urahara, he yelled, echoing my sentiment. This is when TL walked into my room. What did Molan do this time? He inquired. He walked over to my bed and placed his fucking microphone. And I'm thinking of him saying that so casual, like, okay, what the fuck did Molan do now? Reggie cocked an eyebrow at me. Molan, I explained to TL what I surmised about how Renji managed to travel directly into the spear when I'd only been able to reach the mound. There was really no other possibility. It took much longer to summarize from Renji who and what Molan was, and that Kisuke had not denied my assertion. I did not, however, tell Renji about my postulation regarding just how much influence Kisuke had concerning Ichigo That saga had only just begun, and Wendy needed to be burdened with nothing else. I looked at Tia, who sat at the table across from my bed. I assumed from what Wendy told me. I assume from what Wendy told me. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce this word to save my life. Is overseeing our repairs. He sighed before speaking. Yes, and she gave me an earful about it. The come Chile. Placided for now, but demanding a full assembly. Try to keep him from feeling completely out of place. I informed Wendy that our come Hilly was similar in function and demeanor to Central 46. And in the Thursday, see, I was right. He nodded. Needless conversation about the existence of what they can plainly see with their own eyes, making decisions for others who are just as if not more capable. Teal chuckled. I found Lindsay and I both staring at him. Quite an observation. He paused for a moment, then looked up at Wendy. Functionally our positions, man, Siani and I both be a part of the be part and parcel to it. All in this assembly will also include you. Wendy gaped at him a moment and turned to me for a response. We're going to do precisely as you said. Highly polite talk. They'll want to know who and what you are and where you came from, as if it weren't obvious. Like the Gote did of me, they will want you gone, and I can only assume we will face the same issue as our gateways are not compatible. And that has been explained to them as well. The beef league is over placing you in custody and imprisoning you. None of that matters because I just do not care. If I have to threaten them with leaving permanently this time, I will. See, came Teal's baritone as a warning. What? This is an individual and a situation like nothing they faced before. They have never faced a hollow before. No one has faced a hollow like this one. Kise even said it concerned him. Wendy and I have already been through this once with the Gote, and I'm not doing it again. I walked to Tia and put my hands upon his. You're the only individual in the whole spiel capable of dealing with this thing. Talking to it is not how to go about it. Theo moved his hand to envelope mine. I felt Wingsy's spirit energy flail. You know what you're asking of me. You expect me to awaken and unleash Lauch's guns to unleash Bankai upon you. I never did that training you. Wingy half growled. She's asking you to what has to be done. I already fought this thing once. If Shiani had not layered Anak Shigadi with Zabi Bimato, she'd already be gone. It wanted it to be here. It wants to knowledge of this place. It said so. It must be stopped here. He paused and swallowed hard. Even at the cost, neither of us want to pay. I released Teo's hand long enough to grasp one of Wingy's and pull him toward the table. Put my free hand back into Teo's. My heart was pounding. Awkward. I looked at Teo, then Wingy. When he's right, I will need both of you for this. The spear will endure. Teo, you know this. Thing is manifesting and influencing me far sooner than I anticipated, and far more easily. Explained to both of them about how I'd seen the Hanam when I was apprehended was warped by the hollow. And my reaction to what happened between Tia and I had been warped by the hollow. And the most telling, the techniques I used to end a fight had totally been the influence of the hollow. I wasn't sure I could ever replicate what it had when Wendy joined me and implying what fighting with it had been like. Everything Wendy said was a solid truth. It wanted to be in the spiel, so to learn even more firsthand that could simply from my memories, from what I'd learned in the Icetitan hollows had no master. Well, at that they didn't know about Balagon then, so yeah. Anyway, but this one spoke as if there was some little goal, someone or something it needed to impart this information to. And for whatever reason, the damn thing got stronger because of Wingsy. Either his presence, my feelings toward him, or a combination of the two. At each moment I totally lost myself to it. Wingsy had been the catalyst. Teal started to argue about how what we needed to do was to expedite sending Wingsy back to the Icetitan, if only to buy us time. Counseled that trying to buy time would nearly cost me my life once before. That the time had come for me to share my thoughts on what I felt the only solution truly was. One that had first occurred to me in the Icetitan and solidified once I came home. I have to go to the well TL, I stated, I'm taking Renji with me. Okay, and that is the chapter. So, basically, this is the aftermath of the fight between Renji and TL, and pretty much as soon as Cincinnati stopped the fight, the Hollow went active, and Cincinnati had to be sedated, and the first passage that I read, like I said, those were images that the Hollow was showing to Cincinnati to kind of break her will, and it might have worked if Renji did not wake her up. So, yeah, but this chapter sets up what is coming next, and basically what's coming next is that they will try to extract the Hollow from Cincinnati, and if normal hollowification is painful, extracting a Hollow is probably is going to be twice as painful, if not more. But the pacing for this chapter is very, very good. All of the character interaction is very, very good. Renji's interaction with TL was excellent, and I absolutely love how TL and Renji, they're kind of, I guess you could say, they're getting comfortable with each other, but that's either they'll but this was a very good chapter that was written for this fan fiction. Before I go, like I said at the beginning of this actual video, next to the subscribe button, there is a bell. You click the bell. You'll be notified whenever I make a new video. But yeah, that's all I have to say for this actual video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with your friends. This is your captain, Icetitan 1, 2, 3, signing out. Peace.